morning. My name is Sridhar. I am an assistant professor from IT department, Alpha College of Engineering. Today I am going to handle XML for the students. Right. So before starting with this subject, we'll be knowing what is an XML and other stuffs. So it's for service to service communication. We all know that we'll be using WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and other stuffs. See, when for an example, when a friend is posting a comment in Facebook, we will be receiving some intimation in our mail, and we'll be receiving some intimations in our mobile also. The thing is, they are all services and they were communicating without our knowledge. So now we are seeing how it is communicating in detail, right? So that's what we are going for our XML. So XML is for service to service communications. Fine. So when I'm going for a structure, by default an XML will have an guidelines. It will be having an header format, it will be having a body format, and it will be having some protocols. So fine. So we'll be starting with what is a header part here. So XML declarations. So declaration is a normal header part. So when I'm going for a declaration, so you will be having your headers, and then you will be having some other global formats and protocols. So initially you will be having, we need to start in some programs. When you are having your C program, you will be having hash include stdio.h. When I'm going for C++, you will be having iostream.h. Right, like that. When I'm going for XML, I will be starting with this greater than symbol question mark XML. So this implies that I'm going to use an XML document, right? And then I need to tell what kind of version I'm going to use. Suppose if you are using an Android phone, you will be using an latest Lollipop version or an Jelly Bean version, whatever, right? In all these things, we have to have some compatible versions. So in that case, we'll be having these versions. So these versions will have the updated information. And then we need to tell whether it is a standalone application or it is going to communicate with others, right? But I'm telling as a standalone application, it's an individual application that's running in our phone. It's like a game is running in our phone. It is not going to communicate with any other softwares. Whereas when I'm taking any Facebook, mail, it is going to communicate with other softwares. In that case, I need to specify whether it is a standalone or not. Right. So for that, I will be having two types of document, internal or external. So when I am telling it is the standalone is yes, it means it is a standalone, right? So in that case, it is for an internal document, internal purpose. When it is a no, then it's for your external purposes. Fine. So next, it's all about your header part. So once you finish up your header part, we need to tell the guidelines for writing your header parts and the other contents. So for that, we will be seeing the document type declarations. So when I am going for document type declarations, again everything will be having a format. So when I am going for the format, you will be using these keywords. So you will be using the doc type, name, and other stuff, right? So you will be having various components and you will be using it in a particular order. So what will be the order? So you will be starting with your lesser than symbol, then name, doc type, and then of course you will be specifying the file name. So once you specify the file name, then you will be specifying whether it's an internal or an external document, right? So it's a normal structure. So okay, fine. So now you are fixed with your structure. Now we need to know how long we can prolong this program, or how long we can extend this program. So for this, we need to specify where it is going to start. So this program by default, it is starting with your XML and it's going to the root, right? So this root can be grow wider or it can grow deeper. In both the case, it can grow, right? Once it grows, we need to specify what are the guidelines for this growth, right? So for that, I will be having various guidelines. So what are the guidelines? So by default, any program, if you take any programming language, it should not, the default guidelines will be, it should not use white space. It should not use the default tags that were present in that programming languages. So here, our default tags will be like XML, lesser than symbol, question mark, standalone. So these are all the default tags. We should not use these default tags in our programs. So this is the general guidelines. And apart from that, it will accept non-English words, right? So it's an additional features that were available in our XML things, right? So now we had seen what is an XML, what is an header part, and then what we had seen, it's a declaration types and its protocols, right? Now we will be just seeing and structure. We had seen here it's growing wide and deep. Now we will be seeing how long how we are going to specify that wideness or growthness, right? So for that we will be using this element. So there are four fundamental elements here. So for by default you will be having an start and end. By default for a program you will be having a starting part and ending part. For your starting part you will be having this opening brace. It's a normal start of an XML, and for your closing you will be having a closing tag. So closing tag will be, you will be having a slash, and then you will be going for this close. So here the example is like shirt, and I will be having a prefix slash to complete that sentence, right? And then it's for a single line comment. So when you are going for an multiple things, so you will be using this suffix tags, and then there is a comment line called, it's an empty tag. When you are using comments, or if you are going to use some if you are going to leave some space, you will be using this empty tags. So these are all the normal elements present in your XML documents, right? Thank you.